When I first moved into my mountain cabin, I was looking forward to peace, quiet, and some well-earned freedom. The property was everything I had dreamed of: towering pines, fresh air, and enough land to finally relax away from the city. But within just a few hours of settling in, the HOA came storming in, uninvited, acting like they owned the place. The so-called president of the HOA marched right up to my front porch and announced, without even introducing himself, "This land falls under HOA rules. You'll need to submit your property plans, pay dues, and remove anything that doesn't comply with our regulations." His little squad of clipboard-carrying board members stood behind him, nodding like they were about to hand down a royal decree. I almost laughed in his face. This was my cabin, my property, and I knew for a fact it wasn't under their HOA authority. But instead of arguing right away, I let him keep talking. He rattled off about how my fence was too rustic, how my truck wasn't an approved vehicle, and even demanded that I cut down a section of trees because they block the neighborhood view. The kicker? He called me a tenant. That's when I knew exactly how to handle this. I leaned back against the porch railing, smirked, and said, "Interesting. You must have skipped over some paperwork, because I'm not your tenant. I'm actually your landlord." The HOA president froze. His little entourage stopped scribbling on their clipboards. Confused looks spread across their faces. That's when I pulled out the property file I had been keeping safe in my truck. The cabin, the land, and yes, even the very houses most of the HOA board lived in were part of a larger parcel of land that I had quietly purchased months earlier. They had been renting it through a property management company, and they had no clue the new guy in the cabin was the actual owner of their land. The silence was golden. Then came the stammering. The president tried to puff his chest out and muttered, That can't be right. We'll have our lawyers review this." I just handed him the stamped deeds, smiled, and said, "Go ahead. Just make sure you don't miss next month's rent check." Their jaws hit the dirt. Suddenly, the HOA that tried to bully me into their fake rules realized they had no power here. I didn't just own my cabin, I owned the ground under their feet. Since then, not a single HOA member has dared to step foot on my property again. Funny how fast rules disappear when the one they're trying to boss around is the landlord.